We're there.
And boom, we are live. Welcome, folks, to the American Movie Podcast. If you've never been here before, welcome aboard. I go through movies, news, documentaries, Netflix series, Netflix originals, and today we are going over The Laundromat. So The Laundromat is starring Gary Oldman, Commissioner Gordon himself. He is a lawyer for about 200,000 private entities. It's also starring Antonio Banderas, who's also a lawyer. It's got Meryl Streep in here. It has David Schwimmer, Ross from Friends. It also has, the bad guy from Terminator 2, the silver guy. He's in here. There's a boatload of people in here. The guy from Babe, that guy, the old guy, that'll do pig. So this is about the Panama Papers. The Panama Papers was a scandal that it got a lot of press, but it's crazy. It makes no sense. So these are entities that were created, such as like LLCs, where they're shell companies. So you can put money, all they are PO boxes and email addresses, and that is all you need. In order to become a business, you need an address, which you can buy a PO box or whatever, and then you can have an email address for some sort of notification purposes. And that's all. So there were 200,000 of these, and then there were 11 million leaked documents that were correspondence that related to all of these people who were flooding money interchangeably in between these companies and holding those as if they were acting as enterprises, but they're just offshore accounts, probably like just some sort of island somewhere. And they were just, it was changing hands and changing numbers. And these lawyers didn't understand or understood what they were doing, but they didn't even know where a lot of the money was or how it was changing hands or anything like that. They just created these things, and then they became culpable for all of the residual relationships that these companies had. So an owner in Mozambique or whatever, or Tanzania or whoever, did some shady dealings with the government there and paid people and bribed people. Well, those lawyers who set up those businesses and shuffling money around were culpable. And so this is about that. And it's about Meryl Streep, it takes a turn real quick. It's a dark movie, and it's really crazy because it's a true story. This is one of the craziest things, and it just got shuffled. It got shuffled in the madness and the noise, and you don't realize exactly how much money was flooding. Like, there's so much money in all of these accounts, and then boom, it was just like, they're gone. It's gone. So Gary Oldman, he has a crazy accent that is a little bit too chewy for my tasting, but you know what? It encapsulates the character because he's a little bit larger than life. He's just like, he's handling all these business deals between all of these millions of people, these millionaires and billionaires. And I hate it when people actually, I'm guilty of it, interchangeably use the term millionaire and billionaire. So this is how I break it down, and this is the best way I know how to think about a millionaire. A millionaire, if you were to say, okay, 1 million seconds is 12 days, and a billionaire, 1 billion seconds is 32 years. So they're not even the same animal. It's like a antibiotic cycle and like an adult. So it's madness. So they were shuffling all this money around, and Meryl Streep is trying to collect insurance money because her husband happened to die on you never get on a boat. People die on boats all the goddamn time. You take a tour, don't take a boat tour. You're always hearing in the news, like, those are the most unsafe things. Like, just don't do it. So her husband dies, and she's trying to collect insurance money, and she like gets into the shuffle or whatever, and she's trying to track down who is actually at fault for this, and so she can be compensated for her husband's life insurance. And then the chaos ensues where you get to see a little bit. So for me, this was a good movie, and I bought the book that is based on it because I think it's important to understand what the fuck happened, because it's so crazy. I think it's so important. So look out for the book when I review that, because I'll explain it more in depth when I understand it better. But it was Robert Patrick, by the way, who was in Terminator, the silver guy he's got like a silver spear. But what was I saying? So I think it's important to understand what actually was going on in these things. And there was just like these offshore accounts where it's like tax avoidance versus tax evasion, because you legally can do these things. And they even use like stock footage of Barack Obama where he's on television in the news, and he's like, these people were avoiding the rules legally, while every other everyday American had to pay the price instead of these people paying the price themselves. So the continuity of it. So it kind of bounced around, and you kind of lose track of Meryl Streep's whole story. It becomes a little bit amalgamated into this other family's just drama. So it was crazy that everybody was bought and sold and paid for, and it was a cruel, dirty movie, man. And it was good, and it got kind of poor reviews online, and I think it's better than what it's rated. I think it's an important story that needs to be understood and told. So that's why I got the book too, so I can share that with you guys too, because I think it's important. I think it's crazy that this happened. So it's the Panama Papers. But that was The Laundromat. Let me know if you saw it. Let me know what you thought. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll do my best to answer it. I'm going to read the book, and hopefully I can help you more. But Sharon Stone's in this too. God, she looks good for her age. So this has been Matthew Benjamin with the American Movie Podcast. That was The Laundromat. Until next time, thank you so much. Don't forget to review us on iTunes. That helps greatly, or whatever service you use to listen to the podcast. It helps a lot. So thank you so much. Until next time, bye.
Damn! There's a goddamn cougar in the car.
Oh, there's a cougar in the car. I put it in there.
Jesus. Look up idiot in the dictionary. You know what you'll find?
Picture me?
No! The definition of the word idiot, which you fucking are.
Rear with Derek.